Hello, it's Betty Shan here. It's good to see everybody tuning in, and I'm so thankful that you're watching. And I hope today I can say something that'll put a smile on your face today, or at least make give you something else to think about. And I hope you're all having a blessed day. I've had a blessed day today, and oh, haven't we seen the winds? And that wind blowed so hard that I keep going outside during the day thinking, well, I've got to clean that patio off because it's covered in leaves. And I get out there and the wind's still blowing, and I think, whew, I don't have to sweep today, but it's getting pretty piled up out there, so I'm going to have to get with it one of these days. And we've been having cooler temperatures, but they said by the middle of next week we'll be running 81 degrees, so it's going to warm up around here, and we're going to have to start pouring the water to our trees and our lawns and different things here. And I'm just so glad you joined me today. And I done the cooking on the ham with the brown sugar. I hope you've tried it, and I hope you've saved part of your ham. Now, I've run into a problem, and it's a real problem. I went and had my kitchen remodeled 5 years ago, and they put me a stove in. And so I was in my den one night, and about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, I started hearing my stove going off. And I went in there, and my stove had turned its own self on. And then it got to where it would beep during the day and it beep at night and carrying on. And I finally told one of my girls, I said, look, I can't go off, and this stove turning its own self on, it might not turn its own self off. So I'm going to have to go get a new stove. So I went down and picked me out another stove. That wasn't what I wanted to spend my money on, but that's what I had to have. So I went down, and of course, they got to looking to see if I still had a warranty on my stove. And when they got through looking, they said, "No, Miss Shan said it's been over 5 years already since you got that stove." And he said, "And that's about as long as any of them last." And I thought, my word, I don't want to start having to buy a stove every 5 years. But anyway, that didn't solve my problem. I had to buy a stove. So we're just now getting the contract straightened out and everything. I went and bought a brand new stove. It took them 3 weeks to get it installed, and I was so happy. And as a matter of fact, I had found a new recipe. And I decided that I was going to try this recipe because if it worked, I wanted to give it to y'all and tell you how it went and everything. But anyway, I went in to use my stove, and I had used it twice. Just cooked 2 meals on it, and I tried turning my stove on. There's not a bit of power to it. It didn't even electrical ignite or nothing. I mean, it was no power. Of course, it had all of these things like air fry and all of these different gadgets and gadgets that I won't use, but I couldn't get just a plain old stove. And I finally had to decide I was going to get one because they told me that after I had bought it, if it'd been 48 hours, the store warranty wasn't no longer any good. I had to go through the company. So we've had this racket of going through the company, and they finally told me they'd pay for the stove, but they wouldn't pay for the installation of it. Of course, that upset my daughter because I'd paid $200 just to get the thing installed. So, anyway, to make a long story short, I have not got my stove ordered yet, the second one around. I haven't got it ordered yet, so I'm going to have to go without a stove till I can get that ordered. And the last time when they delivered, it took them 3 weeks to bring the stove in. So I don't know where I'm at and how long it'll be before I'll have a cook stove. But with that ham, I don't want you to let your ham run if you had one. And I want you to get it out, and I want you to take part of it and cut part of it off and chop it up. And I need 4 cups of cooked ham. And you can chop off 4 bite-sized pieces of cooked ham and put it in a baggie and put it in plastic bags and put it in your freezer and save it for our ham casserole. that I want to teach you how to make. And the other part, put it in the freezer for some beans because I'm even going to show you how to cook a pot of beans. I don't want you burning your ham. I don't want to waste the ham. So I'm fixing tonight, go in and chop mine up and put me 4 cups of chopped ham in the baggie for my ham casserole. Then the other portion I'm going to put in baggies for pinto beans. Now I'll have some big pieces for big pots of beans, and I'll have some small pieces for smaller pots of beans. But the piece I like the best is the big old bone that comes out of the middle. And I'll save that, and I'll make a big pot of beans, and we'll put some of them there beans in the freezer. And when we get ready for a meal and we fix some enchiladas and we want some beans with it, we can just go in there and open up a separate container and warm it up and have our pinto beans. So don't throw your ham away. Just get it fixed to where we can use it for the next recipe. I hate all of this happened, but I have no control over it. I mean, who would ever think I'd buy a new stove and it'd cook 2 meals and then it'd play out on me? I guess I really must have cooked a humdinger of a meal. It cooked itself to death after the second cooking. But anyway, I'm going to keep my chin up and keep a smile on my face, I hope. Sometimes these things get irritating to us, but we all go through them. So anyway, I'm waiting on a new stove before I can teach you how to fix this ham casserole, but I believe it's worth waiting for. So put your leftovers in the freezer. Don't leave them in the refrigerator and let them run, because we're going to use every bit of that ham up. We're not going to just use part of it. If you've not enjoyed your sandwiches, get them enjoyed, and then put the ham up, chop it up, whatever you need to do. And like I said, you need 4 cups of ham that's chopped for a ham casserole, and I will teach you how to make this casserole, but I'm going to have to wait for an oven because it needs to be cooked in the oven. I don't want to put it in a crock pot. That makes more juice and stuff, but we want to do it like it's supposed to be so you can learn to make them and you can have it for your family. And it's something easy that you can have and not have to stand in the kitchen and cook all day long. But anyway, I hope you're having a blessed day, and I didn't want you to think I'd fell off the face of the earth. I'm still here. I'm fighting the dust and the wind just like you are, and it's kind of calming down now. So next week I think I'll be outside watering my trees and trying to get my lawn green again. And you just have a blessed day. Keep your chin up and live for the Lord. See you later.